Will Calgary real estate market crash this year? A lot of people are asking me the same questions. Guys, today we will be discussing what is actually happening on Calgary real estate market, as well as per statistics and per data that we have available to us from Calgary Real Estate Board. And I'm going to answer your question. Will it crash this year? We'll look at some surprising information because there are people from two sides. There are both people who are buyers waiting for the interest rate to go down even further so that they can get a better deal buying a property. And on the other side, people are anticipating for the market to finally crash here in Calgary. So if with the lowering down the interest rate, the market crash, they might be able to get the best deal, purchase the best property out there. Meanwhile, there are sellers who are looking at the patterns on the market and they're like, hey, look, it's still the seller's market. Maybe I should wait a little bit longer, to capitalize a little bit more on appreciated market. It is a strong seller's market for now, but things are changing a little bit, and we'll talk on both sides on what is happening right now. But there are people in two camps. There are homeowners who are waiting for their homes to be more expensive before they're going to sell them and to capitalize. There are buyers who are waiting for the interest rates to drop so that they can get a better deal. And for the market, there are people who are waiting for the market to crash. A guy who drove me recently from Toyota dealership where my car was serviced, he is waiting for the market to crash so that he can finally get his jackpot and buy his property, because it's according to a lot of people, Calgary market is no longer as affordable, especially for those Calgarians who've been born here. And with the influx of interprovincial migration, people just come in here with a lot of cash. People in Alberta have not seen that much of money being poured in Calgary right now, and the price is being so ridiculously high. People come to me and they say, hey Igor, what do you think this house for $600,000 right now is worth? I'm saying, my honest opinion, $320,000. Yes, that's because that was the price for that property when I started my career in real estate. It's my fourth year now in real estate. That's when I joined the real estate. That's what the prices were. And in my opinion, when I joined the industry, that's how that house in Mackenzie Town was worth. But right now is, I guess, what people are willing to pay for it. Well, guys, let's look at the numbers. What is happening? What is the benchmark right now? And the benchmark right now, total residential price is $608,000, which is up by 8.5% in Calgary. And if you look at detached properties, is $767,600. So $767,000 is a benchmark for a detached property in Calgary, Alberta, which sounds like ridiculous, guys. It's really expensive. If you're out of province, you're like, oh, that's cheap. If you're from Toronto or Vancouver, oh, that's cheap. But it's 12% higher year to year. In Toronto, Vancouver, in Toronto right now, people are saying it's a buyer's market and, things are changing there. And here's still the seller's market. It's been like that for since I joined real estate in 3 years. It became a seller's market, fourth year now, and it's still a seller's market, which is ridiculous. Row townhouses, 464,600, and it's up by 16.9%. Semi-detached properties are up by 12.2%, 686,100, and apartments are 344,700. It's crazy, guys, up by 17.5%. Okay, guys, now let's say, why am I saying the market would crash? Well, everything seems to be going up, right? Well, that's where you're mistaken, my friends. We have to look at a little bit of more things. The sales are down by almost 13%. 12.8% year to year, which is down to 2,738. Well, guys, the listings are down by 3.6%, and the inventory is up by 9.2%. What that means is that there's less houses there's less sales happening, and the inventory is going up. It's a good sign for buyers. Now, here's a trick. Should you wait before you buy, or should you wait if you're planning to list? We have to look at some more numbers, guys. Months of supply is up by 25.2%. It's at 1.38 right now, which is still a strong seller's market. But it is changing. Will we see a buyer's market this year? Guys, I want to remind you, I work mainly with buyers because all the sellers, the properties that I had, they get sold within the weekend. So yeah, I'm working mainly with the buyers because it's so much easier to sell right now. But it might not be the case in nearby future. Let's see, guys, what is happening on the charts. Guys, I want to first show you right now on the screen how it's looking for the entire city of Calgary. So you can see that East Dollar Forest alone, those communities where you don't want to buy, it went up the highest. You know, Northeast is the second largest in terms of growth. And what I like about that, South and Southeast is going up too. That's because my properties are there too. And I like, as a homeowner, to see appreciation of my properties as well, just like you are. Guys, now, will the market crash? Let's look at the numbers. This is the month of supply and price changes. So as you can see, guys, look at this chart and you're going to see that it's an upward trend in terms of supply. And you can see that the price, you know, the benchmark price is actually going down, which is a good sign, right? Well, depends. If you're a buyer, yes. If you're a seller, well, maybe you're not going to get as much money right now. But as you can see, guys, there is a cyclical nature of this business that we have. This is a historical data that you're looking at right now on the screen, and it's cycles. Will there be a change of cycle right now? Did it reach its highest potential? Would there be a drop in inventory? I bet there will be a little bit closer to September, but then closer to December. Is it going to increase again? And are we going to see a seller's market? I mean, buyer's market right now? Well, guys, looking at the chart, I'll say, let's look at some more charts here. I'm going to show you guys now. What I like is, you know, let me know if you want this entire report. I'll email you directly. Check out the link in the description of this video. Contact me through my email and I'll send you this report personally. We can even have a chat with you. Guys, now you also have to understand that there is a different variety of properties. So for example, if you look at sales by price range in Calgary on this chart, it's crazy, guys. You're going to see that the most sales are actually happening in 2024 is $790,000 and to $1 million properties. And of course, you know, the properties in the range of $600,000 to $700,000 are high. You know, basically, there is almost nothing in sales under $200,000 because the market became so expensive. And there is not so many properties under $300,000 range, so there is less sales there. And you can see that it's a little bit higher, from $300,000 to $400,000. You could still find townhouses in price range. So you can see on this chart, guys, there is more charts like similar to this one. You could check by, for example, for the detached properties, and you can see that huge chunk of them. See, there's all, if you look at this chart right now for detached properties, you can automatically see, without going into detail, that there is not much left under $500,000 range. That's why it's looking like this tiny sales chart. Probably some junk properties, hoarders, wrote down in bad locations under $500,000. I mean, there is a little bit, but it's not what you would call a really great home purchase. So you can understand that if you want something decent, you're looking at a $700,000 to $1 million range right now in Calgary. Anyways, you can also look at, for example, an apartments, guys, and you would realize that there is almost nothing left under $200,000, and a huge chunk of them are between $300,000 to $400,000, according to this chart. How about that? I can read this chart so fast for you now. So now, guys, let's not get into more and more details on this part. I wanted to show you a little bit of city center prices are going up on this chart over here. You know, we can go by the locations in Calgary, but long story short is that we are actually getting more inventory. Let me check for the apartments. I wanted to show you something for the apartments. So if you look at the inventory on the apartments right now on this chart, it's actually going slightly up. We are seeing a little bit more apartments. Now here's what's happening. there is an entire situation, guys, happening in Calgary right now. So there are sellers right now who are calling me and complaining, hey Igor, I listed it with an agent, and now the agent overpromised me it's going to be sold so fast. There's no offers, nobody's coming in. What's happening? Well, guys, it also matters which pricing strategy did they have for that. So will there be a crash, guys? Before I answer that question, I want to give you all the information. Hear me out. You're selling your own property right now. The agents overpromised you and things like that. The problem is some of the agents, they might have sold properties 2-3 months ago, and the market was different from what it is right now. You have to have a different strategy to sell right now in a shifting market. We have stampede. People are too busy getting drunk right now, not selling their homes. So that's why might not be the correct cycle and a price range to list it. You shouldn't be overpricing your property right now by too much. You have to have a right strategy. You have to have a right agent. By the way, guys, did I mention I work with eXp Realtors, realtor here in Calgary, Alberta myself. Now, in terms of the market crash, everyone is waiting for a crash. Guys, I want to say, if you look at the historical data about the condos, there are still people, like for example, I just purchased a condo, just purchased it today before, we have conditional acceptance, just before making this video. It is in downtown, in Beltline, and I want to say, guys, so yeah, we are getting that property. I don't want to be disclosing the price until we waive off conditions and things like that. It's a good price anyways. We got it under the asking price, which is good. But I want to say that people who are selling it who purchased it, I believe in 2012, they are selling it at a loss. And the prices went up for condos, as you know from what I mentioned today. So what you have to understand is that the condo market in Calgary has been historically going down for almost like a decade, and things have recently changed. So what you see the growth right now in the condominium market is a market correction, because they were actually going down for a decade. And right now, people are still selling some apartments at a loss. So it's not even a bubble for apartments yet, because, well, the apartments haven't even got recovered from where they were in 2012, 2014. They are still recovering. So that's the thing. And in terms of detached properties, yes, they went up. Do we have a bubble? Probably not yet. We might be heading into one. We have a lot of interprovincial migration, people coming here with a lot of money because of the situation of affordable housing in Calgary being just a very good place with less population, more amenities, and better job opportunities, better standard of living than, for example, in Toronto, Vancouver. People prefer living here more because you can buy more for less money. People choose it as their retirement destination, and just because a lot of people out of province coming with loads of money, I know Calgarians are suffering. This is what we are having. So in terms of, guys, you have to think for yourself. Right now, a lot of people are sitting on the outskirts whether you should buy or not. What happens if they drop down interest rates? By the way, guys, my prediction is they are not going to be dropping down interest rates because of inflation. We can talk about it in a different video. But right now, guys, those people who are waiting might be doing something wrong. What if they do not drop the interest rates like they are thinking? And if they do drop interest rates by a lot, the prices might just skyrocket. The demand would jump in. People who cannot afford right now due to their incomes and the interest rates, they would be able to qualify for those mortgages. And it's the worst thing is to buy when everyone else is buying. So guys, right now is a challenging situation in the market to predict anything on a very long term, but you have to have a strategy. Whether you're planning to buy something or to sell something, you have to act smartly, guys. If you are owning a house below $700,000 right now, well, it could be a really good selling opportunity right now. But if you own a house over $1 million, in value right now, you might be losing a little bit of money and selling it at less what you purchased because of the interest rates, because less people can afford it. So there is different categories depending on what you have and depending on what you're searching for. Meanwhile, if you're searching for a luxury real estate over $1 million, we can get you a great deal right now on the market. If you're searching for something under $700,000, well, there is also a chance that there might not be as many properties left under that price range. You might miss out on that. So long, short term, we are still going to be having the seller's market, but it's not going to be as strong anymore according to what is happening on the numbers right now, unless something drastic happens with the interest rates. If they were to increase the interest rates, I'm sure there would be even more inventory and prices would probably slow down in growth, and then maybe even it would turn into the buyer's market. For now, in a year's time from now, I believe it's still going to be a strong, solid seller's market. Within a year, the market might shift, and it might stay like that for another couple of years. Unless they drop interest rate, then we are going to be again for another 2 years in a strong seller's market. So guys, for now, Calgary market is not going to crash. I know it might be disappointing if you are from Calgary and you don't have any real estate. I want to say, guys, if you are wanting to invest into real estate, doesn't matter what the market is doing. Are you a market watchdog? Are you trying to, day trade on the real estate market? That's only a long-term strategy there. I can almost guarantee you, if you were to buy something right now, 15 years from now, 30 years from now, it's going to be more expensive. So, and if you need a place to stay, and if you are going to do it smart way, like I'm doing, for example, running an Airbnb or doing a long-term rental, so, having your mortgage being paid off by tenants, and you paid your principal living in the same property, let's say, with basement suite or secondary suites, you will be able to have 2 secondary suites on August 26th when this new thing is happening with the city of Calgary blanket rezoning. Okay, so let's see how that turns out. But what I'm saying is, if you're smart about it, guys, you don't have to be paying off somebody else's mortgage. You could be paying off your own mortgage. And if you need to sell right now, guys, I would recommend you listing your property probably closer to September. It's just my recommendation, because that's when the historically market usually picks up, like second week of September, if you really want to sell for that. But also watch out for the interest rates, see what's going on in the market, and have a proper strategy to sell your property. That's what I wanted to tell you guys. So this is the market update. So far, if you're a buyer and you've been shopping for a while, you lost so many properties, multiple offers, this might be the time for you to get something, because we have a little bit more inventory. If you are a seller, you have to be very careful. If you're planning to list it today, maybe you should wait a little bit. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Watch this video if you enjoy such content. See you soon.